Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. My guest today is Vishal Agarwal, and we're talking about navigating corporate life as a senior executive. Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. I'm Susan Barancini-Mo. Joining me today is Vishal Agarwal, a senior leader who has navigated corporate life for the past 24 years. He's served as a top global executive for General Electric and as a senior partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He's also the author of this book, Give to Get, a senior leader's guide to navigating corporate life. Hi, Vishal. Welcome to the show.
Good morning to you and to your viewers.
Well, I am so happy to talk to you. I really enjoyed your book.
Thank you. You're very kind.
And I love it for two reasons. One, it's not too long. And but viewers, don't be surprised and don't be fooled by its length. It is brief, but it is so dense with wisdom. And I loved how you did that. So right away in the book, you say that one of the most important and valuable skills in the corporate world is endurance. And I thought that would be a good place to start. So why is endurance so important?
Well, as I've had the privilege of navigating my own corporate life, I felt that a lot of my peers, including mentees that I came across, always found the need to what next? Always found the need to be restless. Always found the need to take their ambitions and aspirations, which is all good, but trade it up and trade it constantly. Mm-hmm. And I feel that those trades are short-term gains. Mm-hmm. Our career lives are like a marathon. And that's why I think the word endurance better than short gains. The word marathon better to describe a career than a sprint, right? And that's why I think, for me, the word stamina is a good reflection of these 8, 10, 15 hours sometimes that we put in a day. It's stamina, right?
So it's and the other thing I think is you're talking about a whole career here, and it's so easy to get stuck in this moment, and I'm a big fan of living in the present, but I also think we have to have a view of the future and know that this is a long game. It's not those short-term games you just mentioned. So when a new executive is coming on board, a new senior executive in a new company,
yes,
what would you say, and I feel like I'm asking you, just tell me about recite the book, but what's your best advice for a new senior executive, maybe who's waiting for their copy of your book to arrive?
No, thank you for that. And the heart, if you see, of my book, a key chapter for me is the second chapter of the book, which is culture within a culture.
Oh, I was so glad for that chapter.
And I'm so delighted to feel in your body language that it resonated with you, because I've lived it as I share in my book. And I am so confident that everyone listening and viewing this message, let alone reading the book, has also had some experience with culture within a culture, regardless of what level you join an organization. So the point of whether you take on a new job with a new organization or move departments, move roles, the new team doesn't know you. The new team you haven't played with. So you think you come in with this hotshot job and your resume hired you and you've got a corner office or big title, but the new team will never think about that. They'll want to know, what can you do for them today? And they'll want to know, can they play with you with the same trust that they play with each other, from your predecessor, right? So you're probably going to get discounted. A lot of people come into jobs kind of say, well, I had all this great experience. I had this big resume, and now I'm totally discounted. My experience from the outside means nothing inside. And I think that's the culture within a culture. So to kind of understand how you navigate that, how you build trust, how you go about sort of, very quickly assimilating is very key to success. And I see a lot of executives, and I've seen lots of peers and mentees that have just absolutely crashed and burned in the first 60, 90, 100 days. This is not something you can solve in 30 days. Sometimes it might take, many, many months, even a year. But how to do that is something that you don't do on the fly. You've got to do it deliberately, intentionally, all the time.
Yes. And I remember in your book, in that chapter, you were talking about a story about your experience going into a company, and it did take you about a year to earn their trust. I'm going to ask a bonus question because we're going rogue here, Vishal. So the question that emerges for me as I'm thinking about this time span, this very generous time span it takes to really immerse yourself in the culture, earn the trust of your team, is almost in contrast or in opposition to the fact that when you're a new executive in a new role, in a new company, whether maybe in a new company or not, you are expected by the people who hired you to have those early wins. They always talk about those first 90 days. You got to get the early wins. You got to get the early wins. So do you think, A, we're putting too much pressure on senior executives to have those early wins while they're trying to immerse themselves and earn their team's trust? And B, how does the new executive balance that?
Well, I think the issue of outcomes, accountability, and speed shall never go away and should not. Right? So
okay.
Shareholders demand value, employers demand value, we all demand value. And I'm certainly not one of these people who will say to you otherwise. It's an important value to me as well. So go fast, deliver soon is not something that is about to change, or anybody's going to against that from an empathy standpoint, right? But the second part of it, which is how do you do this, right, is I think where the focus of our minds and intention should lie, right? So we should think about, how do you do that? So, and I say with the title of my book and in the chapter, by giving. So what is it that you can give? The center of what I think you can give is trust. The center of what you can give yourself is relationship. So build those relationships, invest in those relationships, go to lunch with these people, listen to these people, right? That you're just getting to know. Ask them the name of their children or where they went to school. Connect with them at a level where they can truly feel relationship and not transaction. My way is going to take you only so far. Let's do it together, perhaps, is the new contemporary way of doing it. So serve these people. If you're the leader, I talk a lot about servant leadership. And I think it's the change is I am here to serve. If you're the leader, you come from outside, to really demonstrate, not just say the words, but to really demonstrate that I am here to serve, I'm here to listen. How do I make your role better? Is probably a place to start.
Okay, great. I love it. Thank you for joining me today, Vishal.
Thank you for having me.
Would you like to join me on the after show?
No, my pleasure, Susan.
Awesome. All right. Now, viewers, if you'd like to join us for the after show, come with us. Vishal and I are going over to twoquestions.tv. That's our URL, and it's the only place you can see the after show. So you come with us over to twoquestions.tv. But in the meantime, here's the book. We're going to have links down below in the show notes so you can get your copy. This is one of my highly recommended books. Make sure you get it. Highly recommend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.